welcome to the Dojotalkpodcast. Please remove them shoes before entry. Master is here, and you still have not taken off your shoes.
Yeah. Living every day to define man's mission. Looking to the sky for divine transmission. Deaf man's vision makes the blind man listen. Eyes on the prize, this is blind ambition. Thank you. Blind ambition.
Welcome to another edition of the Dojo Talk Podcast. We're on episode number 58. Back from Thanksgiving break, holiday festivities, such and such. Back with my co-host, the Antaku. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. Drove down to Delaware, saw some family. What else? I don't know, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I didn't do much. I pretty much chilled around the house. I did help cook though, so that was fun. And
Labor.
Yeah. I was just happy to have sweet potato pie. That was all that mattered to me, and I got that. Shout outs to the lame people I saw who were lined up at Toys R Us at like 6:30.
They what? Just love their kids, Mike.
Like 6:30 though. Like, come on, man.
My mom left my sister in the hospital the day she was born to go give me Pokemon cards.
I was just like, out of all the places you could be lined, Toys R Us, like,
yeah, they got kids.
Yeah, but
kids suck.
Kids don't. I feel like they don't even play with toys anymore. Like, it's tablets and iPads and stuff now, man.
I still play with. They need stuff to break.
That is true. I don't know.
The kids at the library love like the board games and stuff and puzzles. So.
I'm pretty sure those parents were not buying. I don't know what was going on at that Toys R Us. I was disappointed, man. It was too early. Like, you should have still been home eating food.
I'm honestly surprised like Toys R Us hasn't just like morphed into a giant video game store.
Well, hintity hint. Oh, not really hintity hint. I used to work there, and I'm glad I jumped ship. Because from what I heard, financially, I don't believe that company's doing too great.
And no, they just filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, there's a good chance they might not be around much longer. So
they had to shut down the one in Times Square because nobody was going to it.
Yeah, I think the one that I saw people lined up at, I think that one's getting the tank too. It's terrible Toys R Us anyway. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, holidays were pretty cool. Ate some good food. Had to go back to work the next day, but that was whack. Yeah, man, there's a lot to cover. So I guess this disclaimer, whatever, real quick. So, before we get to news, because I'm gonna breeze through this card because I don't care to talk about it at all. UFC Fight Night 121 happened on November 18th. We did not record that week. Holidays were coming up. Schedules, I had to cook, and on top of that, I was not motivated to talk about this card because I'm not one to complain about cards, but my God, there was not much at all to talk about. And other note, this card, I believe, broke the record for longest like UFC card in history.
Yes,
with a span
just based on like I think in ring.
Yeah,
stuff, like. Not even counting like all the fucking commercials. Like I think this card ended like somewhere like after 1:30 on these cards.
It was about 1:30, and I know because I stayed up and I watched the entire thing.
Oh, dude, I gave up. Like this is like I did not accidentally fall asleep. I just like fucked this, and just passed out because like
it was a drag, man. Like, and to
Dan Kelly lost. I just lost all motivation to live.
Like there were 3 finishes on this card, and it's funny because the 3 finishes were back to back to back, and it made you think that all right, the prelims are somewhat rolling by. Maybe the main card will but no, it didn't happen. Like this card, top to bottom. Quick shout outs to Frank Camacho, Damian Brown. That was an awesome fight on the prelims. Bilal Muhammad and Tim Means had a pretty good fight. Jessica Rose Clark put some hands on Beck Rawlings. Other than that, this card wasn't much. Will Brooks was Will Brooks doing Will Brooks things. It was a flying knee kick. I don't know. There wasn't a lot to talk about. This card was very depressing to watch and staying up there at 1:30. So yeah, we didn't record it because Thanksgiving was much more important than talking about that.
You just reminded me of something.
What?
I went to UFC 169 when it was at the Prudential Center over in Newark. There was one finish on that card. It was Trujillo knocking out Jamie Varner.
Oh, man.
Oh, and no, there was two, because there was the Faber one, but like the Faber one everybody was upset about.
Oh, man. That card had to have been better than this.
I remember, but I also remember at that point, like, I can't remember which card it was, but like it was around that time the UFC like was just going through like a dry spell of just like boring ass fight cards, because like the very next card had only two finishes on it too. That was the Machida Musashi card.
Oh man. I mean, I can't complain too much. I feel like we've gotten a lot of good fights this year. But man, I didn't even mention the main event. Yeah, Fabricio Werdum won against Marcin Tybura, who I don't have it.
Kickboxing match.
Yeah, I have no analysis.
I asked a question, so.
All right.
So you go to Australia where you're obviously you're putting your resources and your time and your effort in. Like it gave Australia Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm in a 50,000+ stadium. This is the second card this year in Australia. Cause Hunt fought Lewis there in like June or July or something, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting a pay-per-view in February, March, one of the two. So you're trying to build momentum and like you're trying to do the damn thing. Why isn't Ben Wynn on this card? Like I get why you can't put Whitaker on the card. One, he's hurt. Two, the champ. You don't want to put your champ on an FS1 card that no one's gonna watch. But like, the next best thing you have is Ben Wynn, who at this point hasn't fought in like guy, he was supposed to fight Joseph Benavidez in like July or June, and that fight got pulled because Benavidez tore his ACL, and they couldn't give him another fight. So why wasn't he on this card? Like it didn't have to be like the greatest matchup in the world. It could have just been Ben Wynn just fucking knocking out whoever the number 15 guy was at the time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. No diss to any fighters that were on this card. Like this card had moments, but just overall, it was an absolute drag to sit through. Like this was literally a 7-hour broadcast. So yeah, that happened.
What other sport would people just sit down and watch for like 7 hours?
The only other one I could think that comes close is baseball when they go to extra innings.
But like, there's drama there.
Yeah, this wasn't even like
none of the I like some of the fights on this card. That like I like the Rose Clark Rawlings fight. I like the Means Bilal fight, but fuck that. Oh my god! If this
never again.
Yeah.
Never again. Like this card just sticks out in all of the worst ways.
Like this is the first card I could think of in like a long time that was just like existentially meaningless.
Yeah. Like I can't think of any real like storylines that come after anything on this card.
Like the only thing I could think, like the most interesting part of the card is the fact that the man in the main event hit another man with a boomerang the day before, and is now going to be like have charges pressed against him in court.
Oh man. I guess I guess speaking of yeah, I'm gonna
Col-
click yeah.
Colby Covington's a bitch.
I'm gonna get this card off my screen because I don't want to look at it anymore. But I guess real quick, before we cover the Shanghai card, there's been a lot of news that's happened since the last time we've recorded. So I guess we'll just quickly breeze through some things that have been happening in the MMA world. So last podcast we did go over like what we thought Connor's punishment should be for his shenanigans at Bellator. His quote-unquote punishment was handed out. He was promptly pulled from a fight that never existed. In my eyes, I'm pretty sure that fight didn't exist. So that was his punishment. There's a lot I could say, but at this point, I'm just kind of I'm so over it. Like I don't know. Yeah, they pulled him from a fight that apparently was gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a real thing.
Oh, so
And
I know we went down like the pre-fight notes and stuff, but it's interesting you bring this up because apparently the UFC pitched the Tony Ferguson the Khabib Nurmagomedov fight, and Khabib accepted it, but Tony said no. And apparently part of the negotiation was, at least according to Daniel Cormier, because this all came on his Instagram, they pitched the fight for 219 because they thought it wasn't special enough, and because they thought that they basically told Ferguson the McGregor fight probably is never going to happen.
yeah,
And then Dave Meltzer came out and said that they're in negotiations, and McGregor apparently McGregor keeps saying he wants something. The UFC says okay, and McGregor says he wants something else.
shenanigans, just straight. And I saw people on Twitter, on the internet, saying, "Oh, you're ducking Khabib. Why didn't you take the fight?" Well, I mean, for one, this fight was supposed to have happened like 8 times already, and we all know Khabib. And I love watching him fight, but he doesn't always make that walk. So I mean that fight's fallen apart so many times that I honestly don't even care about it anymore. And two, if you're an interim champ and the actual champ is healthy, why would I accept any other fight? If Connor's leg was broke and he couldn't do anything, sure, I'll fight somebody else, keep myself busy. But Connor's fully healthy, so there's no need to take any other fight. But
just throwing this out there, like the only reason Tony Ferguson is even remotely like the only reason Tony Ferguson is theoretically next in line is because the UFC doesn't want to pay Nate Diaz $15 million.
right, because Nate would be getting that shot.
And as evidenced by the fact that next bit of news. The UFC apparently pitched Nate Diaz the Tyron Woodley welterweight title fight, and they were going to have it at 219. I don't know if that's still in the works. We're just under a month out from the card.
Yeah. From what I've heard, it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen because Nate's, from what I heard, like his manager doesn't think they're gonna pay him that money, which I agree with. I don't think they're gonna give him that money either, and I don't see Nate coming down from that price that he's asking. So I'm gonna just guess and say that fight isn't gonna happen. And if it does happen, I don't want to see that fight, to be honest. I don't think that fight goes too well for Nate. But I don't know. Crazier things have happened. I don't know. But yeah. The MMA world is in just, I don't know. Too much is going on. But I mean, and other, I don't even know how to transition. We got Volkan Ozdemir getting arrested for battery.
So did you hear the story behind like the guy who was pressing charges?
nah.
So apparently this guy walks out of the bar and sees his friend on the floor, like knocked the fuck out. And apparently it was Volkan Ozdemir. And he asked what happened, and then Volkan Ozdemir allegedly knocked him out again.
What?
Or not knocked him out. I mean, not the guy asking about his friend, obviously. And fucked him up real good.
So why'd he knock the first guy out though?
No idea.
Oh boy.
I don't think we've heard Ozdemir's defense. I'm gonna imagine he's gonna say it's self-defense, and I'm gonna imagine this other dude is bullshitting, where like he probably like maybe he didn't put his hands on Ozdemir, but he probably got in his face.
Yeah, he probably instigated something, and he probably caught a phantom KO for his troubles.
Yeah, but it's funny because his friend isn't pressing charges. I'm theorizing it's because he has like a warrant out for his arrest or something. Like this is Florida. Like this dude probably hasn't paid child support in like 10 years. And it's like, shit, I want to go to court.
So I don't know if this title fight is in jeopardy with DC.
It sounds like they're going with OSP.
Oh man, I was hoping somehow Gus would get his rematch. I really want to see that rematch, but I guess I won't get what I want. But
knowing Gus, both his legs are broken or something.
He's got to be all right. He's got to be doing well. But I'm not mad at OSP though. He's been knocking people out and he's been handling business. So I'm not mad if OSP gets that spot. But I guess keeping the theme going with suing people in courts. Fabricio Werdum slapped Colby Covington with a boomerang. that was a thing that happened. Colby Covington's response was to promptly sue him.
I don't think he sued him. I think he just pressed charges.
Well, pressed charges, but Colby, that's not a good look, bro. That is you can't.
Like, did you see his defense for like his bullshit?
I think I saw it and just kept scrolling.
It's like the most aggressively American thing ever. You can't hit me because free speech. Mind you, this was in Australia.
How old is Colby Covington?
Old enough where I wonder how he got to this point in his life.
Yeah, because
he is not a smart man.
I hate to make this an ageism thing.
He is 29.
Colby, you're older than me, dude. That's oh god. Like this is a lesson to really anybody, but especially to the younger people. Like you can have fun all you want on social media, but eventually you have to see people in real life, and Twitter fingers will not save you in real life. You may get confronted, or in his case, you might get slapped with a boomerang. You can't then turn around and press charges. I mean, you can, but that's not a good look, man. You can't talk all that trash and get slapped with a boomerang, and then
you can't just say wildly racist shit.
Right.
It's just the expect.
You're lucky all you did was get hit with a boomerang. That could have gone a lot worse.
Oh my god, imagine this car was in Brazil. They'd still be looking for Covington's body.
So yeah, that happened.
That was the most interesting thing about the I can't even remember. It was in Melbourne.
Yeah,
the Melbourne card. Yeah.
Yeah, boomerangs to the face. When I saw that headline, I didn't even know it. Like I couldn't believe it, and then I saw the video and I died laughing. Like,
that was the most Werdum thing ever.
It really was. Like aside from him kicking Edmund, that might. I don't know which moment was funnier, but yeah, Colby Covington got hit with a boomerang, so that happened. I guess real quick, because a lot of these, we'll just go through some quick like fights that got announced. John Lineker and Jimmy Rivera at UFC 219. That should be an awesome fight. Holly Holm versus Cyborg. Quick thoughts.
Holly Holm presents unique challenges that Cyborg's probably never faced before, at least in her MMA career. But she's still probably gonna ragdoll Holly at one point and just beat the shit out of her from the top.
I was when I first saw this, I was like, oh yeah, Cyborg's gonna kill her. And then I thought about it for a little bit. I was like, I don't know. There might be I'm not gonna pick her to win, but like if she wins somehow, I don't think I'll be surprised. Like I feel like she might. I don't know. It's just something. Like she might be able to pull this off. It's not likely, but I don't know. I feel like she's patient enough, but then Cyborg's still Cyborg though, so I don't. Yeah, she might get her face punched off.
But like, I expect Cyborg to like grab her leg at one point, just throw her to the ground and get on top of her and beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, that could happen. I think I'm just trying to imagine like, could Home possibly beat Rousey and Cyborg? Like that would be wild.
That'd be hilarious because you know Jermaine Durandamy could be either one.
I just feel like this is like style wise, that's a really interesting match. But yeah, if I'm a betting man, I'm definitely picking Cyborg just because like that power is just ridiculous. But if Home can get one of those head kicks in, man, it make things interesting. But I don't know. I think Home for me is like sometimes she's just kind of too. You fight Cyborg, man. You got to be really game. Like you got to be going for the kill.
Well,
and,
like the things that she does, like the sidekicks and the spamming.
Yeah, that's not
really,
gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. But we'll see. I like that fight though. I like that fight. But yeah, Cyborg might catch another body. But I'm really interested to see how that goes. Paige Van Zandt finally has an opponent at 125. Not named the people that have called her out. Not named Jessica I and
yeah.
not anybody else, but she's got Jessica Rose Clark who put the pause on Beck Rawlings, so that should be a interesting fight. Kat Zingano finally comes back versus Caitlin Vieira. Glad to see Zingano back. That should be a fun fight. Marlon Moraes back again already, fighting Aljamain Sterling. And oh yeah, Mackenzie Dern. Who's she fighting again?
Kayleen Medeiros. Apparently a strawweight for Invicta. So.
All right. Yep. So that's somebody to keep an eye on. I don't have it pulled up in front of me exactly. We briefly talked about it on the last podcast, but the Bellator tournament, like first round, has matchups announced. So I think it's Fedor and Mir.
I will pull that up right now because I think I saved it to my phone. Yes. So the first fight, which has a date set, Rampage Jackson versus Chael Sonnen for January 20th at the Forum, which I believe is the same card as Lima McDonald. Frank Mir versus Fedor in April at the Allstate Arena. Matt Mitrione versus Roy Nelson in a rematch, February 16th at the Mohegan Sun. I'm assuming that's in Connecticut. And in May, we're gonna get Ryan Bader and King Mo at the SAP Center in LA. Where's the SAP Center? It's not.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. But spoiler alert: whoever wins between King Mo and Bader is gonna win the tournament.
I mean, there is another. Oh, in San Jose, there is another. He's the real American. He's Jack.
Snap.
He's the All-American. He's Jack Swagger.
Oh man. Oh, Stokes did say the alternate. I guess is that him? I guess that's.
Jack Swagger is never the alternate. He's the ultimate. He's the final.
The
Whoever wins this tournament has to beat Jack Swagger for the title.
He's the top of the Mortal Kombat heap.
I mean, he's already been heavyweight champion. It's perfect.
Oh man, that tournament is gonna be.
It's gonna be a damn mess.
I wish that was all a one night tournament. Like...
I can't wait till Javier Ayala wins the Bellator.
Oh man, they should just bring over old boy from PFL. Throw him in there.
Lagoy, who they let go.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah, he was in Bellator. Jesus, yep, that was the thing.
Coker, what the fuck? Like, the man has a built-in story.
Right.
He was stabbed in the heart, and then he came back.
Oh man.
I kind of glossed over it, but big news: Bellator signs former WWE heavyweight champion Jack Swagger, setting up Jack Swagger versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, you know that's coming.
The only true fight left.
That might be why Bobby Lashley isn't in this tournament. They might be saving him just for that.
But you gotta build Swagger up. Give him like Batista.
I do not want to see Batista ever in MMA again. I saw that literally one too many times.
You see, this is the difference between you and me. I believe Batista can grow. I believe he can get better. And I believe a fight between him and Jack Swagger would be the greatest thing to ever happen to MMA.
Oh man, I mean, I would watch it. I know I shouldn't watch it, but I probably would.
This video of him on top of Vince Lucero's this photo of him on top of Vince Lucero's back is the most unintentionally funny thing I've ever seen in my life.
That fight was
amazing.
That's one way to put it.
Shout out to CES MMA. Even years after the heinousness that was Ray Mercer and Kimbo Slice, they still find a way to make the good freak show fights.
I guess the last two bits of news. I guess is he former UFC fighter Tai Hung Bang? I don't think he's still on the roster.
Oh yeah, he got cut right before he went to the cops.
So yeah, he got arrested for attempted fixing fights. So he's doing 10 months, I believe, in jail.
Like, just for people who don't know, Tai Hung Bang was scheduled to fight. Who was it? The guy who married Nick Hines' sister after he beat him up.
Oh man.
Drew Dober? Was it Drew Dober? Wait. It was because it was in South Korea. Wait, was it in South Korea? God, I'm all over the place. I might be looking at the wrong Tai Hung Bang. All right, I'm gonna get this right because I remember all the story. I just don't remember the name of the fighters. Oops. Tai Hung Bang, blah blah blah. Oh, it was Leo Kuntz. Bang Kuntz. That. Oh, how could I forget that? So, for those who don't know, apparently Bang agreed to throw the fight, but whoever I guess he agreed to throw the fight for, I'm going to assume the Korean mob. I guess maybe somebody had loose lips, or they were really dumb and just threw literally all their money on the damn fight. So odds just shot like through the roof for Bang, or not for Bang, for Kuntz. And if you know anything about Kuntz or Bang, like, this fight shouldn't be pretty. The odds should not swing in favor of either man very heavily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess the UFC went and talked to Bang afterwards because all this money was coming on the other guy. And he didn't say anything, but I guess he got cold feet and just fought the fight like he normally would. But I get and this is all, and from here on it's all speculative. I'm assuming whoever he agreed to throw the fight for might have because he ended up winning by split decision. So I'm guessing whoever he agreed to throw the fight for might have been a little angry, might have been sending threats to his house. And he just went to the police to admit that he basically accepted to throw the fight. So not only did he not, follow through and throw the fight, he snitched on himself and went to jail.
Oh boy, yeah, he's doing 10 months behind bars.
It could be worse. He could be dead.
Yeah,
He still could die. Jail's not like I'm sure the Korean mob has people in jail. You know what I mean? So,
but best of luck to you, man. I don't really know what else to.
Oh, here it is. After the fight, Bang reportedly received death threats from organized crime figures who had bet roughly $1.7 million on
Oh, bro, oh man, yeah, bro, you need to flee the country. Yeah,
hop a fence, board a plane,
then take a boat.
Get the fuck out of South Korea.
Yeah, there are gonna be some people knocking at your door. Yeah. If you see anybody in a black suit, you should probably run.
They think if you're, I'm assuming these are like guys who are just not used to like combat sports, and this is South Korea. Like they turn out some really good fighters, but like it's not like a Vegas gangster, going to a young fighter and saying throw the fight so I can make a quick buck or something. Because who the fuck bets $1.7 million on Bang cunts? It's just a big ass red flag.
Oh man. That's
like
that's that PFL money.
That's that I don't know what I'm doing with my money.
Yeah, that's PFL. That's somebody in PFL is affiliated with that somehow.
There are probably UFC pay-per-views that don't get that much money put on them.
Right. Yeah.
No wonder he's in jail.
Good luck to you, homie. Good luck.
Man, no. Screw him.
Run. That's all I can tell you.
Screw you. You got cold feet.
Last bit of news. Tough 27 trials December 12th. This season will be a season of all undefeated fighters.
Oh, I forgot to mention they're taking everybody from featherweight to welterweight.
Oh, all right. Didn't know that.
Yeah. So really bantamweight to like.
Right, to like middleweight.
To like middleweight. To those three guys that want to cut the extra 15 pounds in every couple weeks for like 6 weeks.
So yeah, man. If you're undefeated,
I mean, even if you're not, just go fucking do it.
Just try anyway.
If you're impressive enough, they might call you in on short notice.
Right.
It's happened before. Shouts to Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, you could be the next Frankie. Probably won't be, but you can hope.
I mean, you dream. It's nice to dream.
It is. It is.
Arnold dreamed.
Oh man. I can't even get into it. Yeah, man. Hey Arnold's movie came out for anybody who wasn't aware, and I knew people who weren't aware. Shame on you all. Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie. It did come out 7 o'clock. Was that Sunday?
Friday.
It's
Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh crap! We time dated ourselves.
Yeah. Awesome movie. You guys should go support. Fun fact: Arnold's last name is really Shortman. Like his granddad calling him Shortman this whole time. That's not a nickname. Like that was his actual.
Yep.
That was his real name. So
I want to say like Bartlett confirmed that not too long after the show actually went off the air.
So yeah, that was dope. So if you guys loved Hey Arnold when you were a kid, new movie's out. You should definitely go watch it. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much news, and we might have missed a thing or two, but that's most of what has been happening in the MMA world. So I guess we'll just get on to these fights. UFC Shanghai came on 3:45 a.m. I missed pretty much every fight. I unfortunately had to work, so I was not able to wake up, so I had to watch everything after the fact. I had every fight spoiled to me, but that's because I can't stay away from Twitter, so I'm a glutton for punishment. And this main event hurt my feelings, even though I knew it was going to happen. But Calvin Gastelum took on Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping stepping in on short notice, and I don't think he should have been in there, but that is neither here nor there. Yeah, so you know what really hurt my soul about this fight was that, like, I expected him to lose, sadly, and then I saw the gif of him getting KO'd, and I was like, oh Lord. And then I watched the fight, and I was like, he was actually doing pretty good. Like, he came out really aggressive, and I was thinking, like, while I was watching it, I was like, where was this when you fought DSP? Like, to me, he came out like he was really aggressive. You know, they were trading shots. Bisping was landing a few good shots. I won't say like he was like dominating, but like he was definitely having good moments. Like he was in the fight. He looked like, he was trying to like really take control. But my God, man, with Gastelum, it literally it just takes one. And I think for me, what I guess any takeaway, like Bisping was having good moments, landing his 1-2. Things were going semi well. And I don't know if it was just like he just got too confident or he just kind of left his chin slash hand just kind of hang out for a bit too long. Gastelum beautifully slipped a punch, came back with a right left, and the left immediately shut the lights out. And yeah, down goes the count, no pun intended. And like literally as soon as he face planted, you knew it was over. Gastelum's a scary dude, and like I always get crap because I defend Michael Bisping, so I got made fun of course, when he got KO'd. I get it. It is. I'm used to it at this point. I lived through the H bomb. I'll get through this. But I just want to say, because people are like, oh, he lost to a blown up welterweight. I'm like, let's not forget this blown up welterweight was seconds away from sleeping Chris Weidman.
He was also seconds away from missing weight.
Right.
On Friday, Thursday, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but yeah, I heard there was some kind of towel incident or something. He had to take his shorts off, and
he had to whip out the towel to make weight. So,
but the point being, like, this dude almost slept Chris Weidman. You might as well say like a 205er. So like, I don't think this is a loss to be ashamed of, but it was a vicious KO though.
Like at this point, Gastelum has to be one of the top 3 or 4 punchers.
Right. In the division. And yeah, I think I admire Bisping's toughness. He was very willing to trade in this fight, and he was having success. But like Gastelum's just one of those dudes that like he's not somebody you want to really just throw hands with. Like, especially considering like Bisping's not like a power puncher like that. I mean, he can knock people out, but he's not like, nobody's fearing a Bisping punch like a Gastelum punch. And
also doesn't help when you were concussed like 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, like this, everything about this fight bothered me when it got announced. And I mean, I get it. Bisping just wanted to get back and fight again. And then even after this, he's having his closeout fight, or I think in like March when they do the London card, so he's gonna have, I mean, a little bit more of a break, but that's still kind of a quick turnaround. But great win for Gastelum.
When was the last time a win over the champion, who literally lost his belt the fight before it felt this hollow?
Man, hold on. So does he jump over everybody? How is this gonna work in the rankings?
It works with however many people vote. All I know is Francis Carmona is probably still on somebody's top 10 list.
Because As of right now, they have Gastelum at 9, with Anderson Silva in front of him and Brunson in front of him, and then of course Weidman, Jacare, the killer's row. But
I think
I don't.
I think it'll probably knock him into the top 5, but it'll probably knock Bisping out of the top 5,
Yeah.
and we'll get Yoel Romero at number 2.
And then I think Gastelum did call out Whitaker. I don't know who I want to see Gastelum fight next. Though I would not be mad at a Whitaker fight.
Whitaker or Rockhold for me. Let's just do the damn thing.
I wouldn't mind the Rockhold fight. Actually, yeah, I would really like the Rockhold fight. But then something kind of tells me that might go kind of like the Weidman fight did, but you never know. Gastelum just has that power where he can just kind of flatline you. So, but yeah, this fight was even when you know the KO's coming, it's never easy for me to watch. But Gastelum's a beast. So I hope you get the weight under control, though. That's not a good look. Don't Johnny Hendricks yourself. I don't want to make fun of you.
So what's it like knowing Michael Bisping now has the record for most knockdowns?
It's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. Like his toughness is like it's a double-edged sword, man. It works. It's admirable, but it's also to his defeat. Like it's I don't know. But then in the same, like I don't know what else he would have done in this fight. Well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been that aggressive, but I don't know. Dude, he had something he wanted to get off his chest. He obviously was pretty angry and pissed off. He lost his belt, but this ain't the guy you really want to take anger out on like that, because he will return fire and it will hurt. So, I don't know. Yeah, I expected the fight to go like this. Like, you just lost your belt like 2 weeks prior. You're already jumping back in there. Like, this probably isn't going to go too well. So him getting knocked out honestly was not surprising at all. But it still hurts. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I will look forward to his last fight in March, and I will pray to the gods that he does not finish his career like that, because that was rough. That was that was rough.
I'm just gonna say, like, what would I think? I think it'd be fitting. Michael Bisping retires just staring up into the lights. I mean, it was good enough for Brad Pickett. It was good. It's good enough for Michael Bisping.
Nah, I can't. He's seen those lights one too many times. I'm trying to figure out who's his retirement opponent. Do we finish the trilogy with Rockhold? I don't think they'll do it, or at least I don't think that fight will happen. But I don't know. That could maybe be a thing. Do you give him the Vitor rematch? Machida?
You have two options. It's Machida, or it's Yoel Romero. There's no in between. Those are his only two options.
Yeah, we're going Machida.
Well, you're going Machida because you're boring.
No, I'm going Machida because I want to see him.
Mike. Do you not have belief in Bisping?
I want him to retire and have both of his eyes still intact. And if he fights Romero, that other eye might not.
He's retiring. What does he need his other eye for?
He's got kids he has to see. he's got to watch them grow.
They're like teenagers. It's not going to get much bigger.
Maybe one of them will fight. He's got to be able to train him. He's got to be able to, Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see Romero hit him with a flying knee.
I mean, he won the title with one eye. Imagine what he could do with no eyes.
Hey, man. He'll be fighting with a blindfold. Just going by sound. I don't know. I mean, hey, if he wants to do the Romero fight, if he could somehow pull that off, that'd be an awesome way to send your career out. But Um, yeah, I don't know. I will sit and wait anxiously.
Watch him fight Rashad Evans.
Oh man,
He wants his win back.
he boxed the crap out of Rashad now. Yeah, I said it.
I mean, did he box the crap out of Rashad in their first fight? He only lost because he got taken down.
I don't remember that fight that much, to be honest.
I remember I watched.
That was at two. That was at 205, right?
Yeah, I remember I
Yeah.
watched. I'm like, you know what? I understand why Bisping thinks he won this fight.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Gastelum definitely set himself up pretty good. You got to give him a top guy now, pretty much. Like you beat the former champ. There's nowhere else to really go but up. And then you got Brunson's already locked up with Jacare.
They can't seem to decide a date and a place though.
Oh yeah, the whole North Carolina, and that's gonna be an argument for a while. So yeah, he's got to get a top guy next, and yeah, I don't know how he does against like that elite, like the Romeros and Rock. It's just because of the size difference. But at the same time, if he can crack that chin, he's got a chance against anybody. So
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. But best of luck to Bisping. Whatever you do in your last fight, just don't see the lights. You know, don't get flatlined. I can't watch that one more time. I don't want to have to keep defending you and getting made fun of. This co-main event, the Leech,
My man.
and Zach Otto. Oh, I should say his real name. Jing Leon Lee, known as the Leech, versus Zach Otto. Pretty quick fight. Only lasted about almost 3 minutes. First thing I definitely noticed, you could tell off top that I can't remember where they said that the Leech is training now in America, or at least like splitting time, I guess, somewhere out in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm gonna assume Couture.
Yeah, I wonder if they mention it on here. Yeah, okay. Wherever he is out in Vegas, it's definitely paying off. I think his striking, at least to me, looked a lot cleaner. He had pretty good head movement. He was feigning. He was countering actually really well. Like anytime Otto would step in, he was returning fire and landing straight down the pipe, which is ultimately what ended up winning him the fight. Because I remember I actually watched the Camacho fight after I watched this just to see like his improvements, and you could tell like in the Camacho fight he was really like wild and just kind of like winging punches. He was eating a lot of shots, even though his chin is just made of iron, so he can take them. But like in this fight, he looked a lot more composed. Yeah, man, he looked a lot more cleaner than I've seen. So whatever this new training he's doing is definitely working. Yeah, the fight ended with Otto, I think, went for like a leg kick, and the Leech countered straight down the pipe with a right, dropped him, followed up with some ground and pound. Otto was holding on to his leg, but he wasn't really doing anything. He was just kind of holding it. And then when Herb Dean called off the fight, was it this fight? I think Otto just kept holding on to his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was definitely out. Like he was holding on to the leg, but he wasn't really doing anything. But yeah, it was a really good fight from Lee, and then he jumped over the cage and went to like hug his family. It was an awesome moment. It was good to see the Leech's like improvements from his last fight to now.
Shouts to the Chinese audience, and to the crowd, because they were behind every Chinese fighter on this card, and they were so loud it popped the speaker on my laptop. Yeah, so good shit.
Right.
Then like I understood none of it, but Jing Liang cuts a promo that immediately gets the entire 15,000 person arena like chanting. Like I'm pretty. My Mandarin is crap. meaning non-existent, but I think he said China beautiful or China strong or something like that. Like
I know.
Megao, I mean, it's like Megao is China. If my vague memory of Chinese.
Yeah, he's got him on his back.
Yep.
He,
It was really funny compared to like all the other ones, like who Anik would hop in the ring with, like the other Chinese fighters when Anik would hop in the ring with them, and they just say thank you.
oh man, he had a yeah, they were really. I mean, I guess for good reason that this crowd was hyped because I mean, overall, man, China was winning. Like,
Oh yeah, they started the night off like going 0-3, but they finished it out going like with 5 wins. So
right, and like all really like impressive wins.
yeah,
Like, there was some talent on this card. People are worth definitely keeping an eye on, but
like I don't know what the ceiling is for Jing Liang. Welterweight's that weird division where everybody's getting old, and like there's the time for turnover is coming. It's happening. We just saw Darren Till, murder Donald Cerrone,
yeah,
and for better or worse, Colby Covington survive the hands of K1 Maya. So we're in the middle of a turnover, and maybe the Leech is. Maybe we've been underselling the Leech. Maybe he's not just like another Tim Means middle division like action fighter, and he's actually turning into like a legit contender, someone like a Santiago Ponzinibbio.
he's definitely getting better, and I think he's got good things going for him. I mean, you don't want to get cracked in the chin often, but his chin is made of granite. He can take hits, and he can dish them out.
Like legitimately, he should only have one loss in the UFC. Like the Nakamura loss was like the only real loss, like because he should have beat Nordin Taleb. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's true. Like he should have got the decision over Nordin Taleb.
But yeah, that was a fun fight from him. I don't know what the ceiling is, but I know at least regardless whoever he fights, his fights are normally pretty entertaining. He's always willing to take one to give one. But like I said, I feel like in this fight he didn't take as much damage as he normally does. Like he's tightened up his defense a bit, so
He was a lot more compact, and he never left his stance,
yeah,
which is good because when you hit like a truck, you don't really need to go crazy with it. You just need to stay within yourself. And he got hit here, but like unlike in his other fights, it wasn't like mid 4 or 5 punch combo where like his feet are all over the place and he's getting rocked. Like he was able to lean into that head kick with his shoulder that partially blocked it. I think he got cracked with like a left hand at one point, and he just kind of ate it because like he was in a stance. So good shit, good stuff all around.
shout outs to the Leech. This next fight, another fight that hurt my feelings. Guan Wang and Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. Caceres got dropped like four times. He got dropped twice in the first. I think he got dropped or at least rocked in the second.
See, I don't remember the one.
Cause he got caught with, I think the first was like a jab or something. It was like a step in like
It was like a somewhere between like a jab and a hook.
jab in a yeah.
But he like stepped all the way into it, so it kind of felt like a power punch.
Yeah, and he dropped him down on that one. He got back up and recovered, and then I think like at the end of the round he got, I can't remember if it was another left, but like that one I didn't even think he was gonna make it to the second round because
He probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, because he got cracked at the end of the first, and then like when the bell rings, he can't even really he can't stand on his own power. He's clearly just wobbling back to his corner. And yeah, I thought they were gonna call the fight off. and but he made it to the second round. Uh, I just felt like there was like just a big power difference. Like I love watching Bruce Leroy fight. Really, fun striker. He's always doing some wild. He did this really crazy spinning back fist. It didn't land, but it was fun to just watch. But he's not like a power hitter, and it just felt like anytime Wong landed, it just seemed like he was hitting so much harder. And yeah, like it was evident, like when he really cracked Caceres, he was really cracking him. You could tell he was feeling those punches. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure he got dropped again in the second, or he at least got rocked with like a right hand or something. And then I thought Caceres had like a pretty decent third round. Like he seemed like he knew he was down 2 rounds and that he needed to basically get a finish. So he started to land a bit more. He was trying to go for it, but you know kind of too little, too late. I feel like he never really just could get like a groove or just really get anything going. And when he did, Wong returned fire and would just crack him. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Like he got rocked right before the end of the fight. Yeah, like Caceres got rocked right at the end of the third. Like,
oh man.
um, like, Wang was the guy that God did. So who was it? Who was it? I can't remember who it was, but there was a UFC exec earlier this year that mentioned that for the Singapore card in June, they were going to have this Chinese guy on the card, and he was going to be their big breakthrough into China. Like they were planning on making him like the cornerstone of their move into mainland China and everything. And like at first, I thought it was Wei Li Zhang, who is probably the best women's fighter, probably the best. I'm tempted to say the best Chinese fighter, but we got the Leech now, and I guess Guan Wang because this is a better win than even like Zhang has any of Zhang's wins. So but she's the best female fighter. I was hoping it'd be her. Like I've known Guan Wang for a while, back in his rough days, like RUFF, like old Chinese fight organization. Like he's never really jumped off the page to me as somebody who was like going to, like the next big thing, you know.
Yeah.
And this is partially because China's really weird. It's kind of like the Midwest was like in the early 2000s, where like, all right, cool, I can go fight 0-0 guys or like 4-5 guys and or guys with like a 2-3 record and like make tens of thousands of dollars doing it, just selling tickets. Like one of the dudes he fought, his name was just Francisco. Like there's no mention of his last name. Like I can go fight hobbyists for real, like for decent sums of money, and I can do that, 5, 6 times a year. So like, there's no incentive for me to go chase competition, and like I figured he'd be one of those guys. But the UFC came a knocking, and they tried to get him on the Singapore card. It fell apart. I'm assuming a part of why the mainland card happened is because they got him. And he trains out of a good team. Like Xi'an Sports University is probably number 1 or 2 in China. The other one would be China top team. Yeah, no. I don't know what to take from this performance. Like, Caceres is probably the best win any Chinese fighters got in the UFC. But that's not saying a whole lot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I love Caceres, but I think he's like 13-11. He's always one of those guys that just seems to like alternate wins and losses. But like you just keep him around because his fights are always entertaining.
Like, you have to be a good fighter to beat Caceres, but
Yeah.
like fighting, I don't know if that's the type of performances where it's like, oh my god, he's a born star.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
compare this to Yair Rodriguez's fight. And that's a little unfair because Yair Rodriguez is like all flash in like the best way possible, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, either way, pretty good showing. It was a pretty fun fight. Um, and dude can crack. So pretty sure they'll bring him back. I hope Bruce Leroy stays around. I always love watching his fight. So, but yeah, good win from Wong. Um, this next fight, a lot of people were pretty hype about this. Alex Garcia and Muslim, how do you say his last name?
Selikov,
Silikov.
Salikov, I don't know.
Um, so he is the king of kung fu.
We did not get to see any kung fu. I'm very
Yeah.
upset.
It was a little bit. He did a few spinning. There was some spinning techniques going on. I don't think he really landed any of them. Or I think he landed like a spinning back kick. I think he landed one. He did the spinning kick to the head, but I think Garcia blocked it. It might like partially hit him, but
Yeah.
I think he blocked most of it. My theory on this fight is Garcia saw footage of him and said, "Yeah, whatever happened to Melvin Gillard, we're not doing that to me." Like he was immediately rushing for takedowns. I mean, they did trade on the feet at moments, but you could tell like Garcia just wanted to get the takedowns in, and Garcia is a very physically ripped, strong person. So yeah, man, he was working his takedowns in, just trying to keep Muslim off his feet, and
Did a great job of it.
yeah, pretty much worked that game plan to a T. There was something about the last thing of that sequence that I ain't gonna say it was weird, but like, cause he had Muslim on the ground and he landed like one shot, and then like he just gave his back up, like he ate that one shot and then he was like, all right, I don't want this to happen anymore, and he just kind of just gave his back up and got choked out for it. And I don't know, but yeah, man,
Tough ass debut fight. Like Alex Garcia, not a world beater, but he's big. He hits hella hard. He's probably the strongest pound for pound dude in this division.
and all of his losses are to pretty good people.
Yeah, like
Like
loses to Tim Means and Sean Strickland and Neil Magny. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
yeah,
But not like obviously not good for Salikov. Salikov, he comes into the UFC and gets dominated by a good, not great wrestler in the division where basically everybody else is like a great wrestler.
yeah.
Like he's 33. He has a wealth of combat sports experience behind him, so you know how much he can really not improve, but like improve without his body deteriorating on him. Remains to be seen. Like, I'm still hyped for him. Like, throw him in there with somebody who's going to strike with him. Like, I'm expecting fireworks. But,
Yeah, see, I was surprised, like, for matchmaking that they didn't do that. To, like, give him somebody that would let him show off his talent.
well, I'm going to assume they signed them for, like, some money. Like, I'm sure Muslim didn't need any money, like, to come to UFC. Like, I'm thinking that they were like, okay, we're gonna throw some money at him so he can go fight in Shanghai. His name has a little pull in the martial arts community because he's arguably the greatest living martial Sanshao fighter of all time. Like, the dude's a 5-time world champion in kung fu, combat kung fu, Sanshao, Sanda, whatever you want to call it. But I guess they just wanted like to see if they would get a return on investment, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, tough debut loss, but, you know, you can always bounce back.
Yeah.
And, you know, anytime you can throw spin moves like he can, you're never It only takes one.
Like, yeah, look at Uriah Hall. Like Uriah is going to have a job forever because there's the chance that he'll do something crazy in his next fight.
Right. And it'll work. So hope is never lost, but a good win for Garcia. Good way to implement a game plan and not end up on the wrong side of a highlight reel. So shout outs to him. That was a really good performance.
At least one Russian Sanda fighter did well though. So
speaking of tough debuts, Zabit Magomed Sharipov and Shaman Marias. I was really hyped to see this. Zabit is a beast of a prospect. For people who don't know Marias, he was a standout in WSOF or PFL, whatever you want to call them.
well, it's not just that. He was also the head striking coach for Team Noguera. Like he's fought in Lumpini, like against like world class Muay Thai fighters.
Yeah, like dude's a beast, man. Like his only loss in WSOF was to Marias.
Marlon.
And yeah, Marlon. And he's got wins over Palomino, Robbie Peralta, so on and so forth. But like dude's a really pretty nasty striker. Zabit shut him down though, man. Like like this is a tough debut. And like I was hyped to see this fight, but I was almost mad like the way it turned out because like we didn't get to see much of what Marias had to offer because the beat just shut him down, man. Like
Yeah,
completely shut him down.
Magomed Sharipov is probably the best prospect in the UFC right now.
Yeah.
Like he is just. He reminds me like of DJ, like where he is just like no matter what you do, he has an answer to it. And if you have an answer to that, there's just something else he can do.
Yeah.
Like the sequence there was a sequence in the middle of the fight where like he has Moraes back and Moraes is like fighting to break grip and like he's in like not a tripod position, but you know he's got both his feet planted, his hands on the ground, trying to escape.
So he reached down and grabbed his leg.
yeah. So so that's actually a little later on, like where he's on his back and he has both hooks in and like or it's just like tripoding, and instead of trying to climb, trying to make space so or not make space like instead of trying not to slip off his back, he just reaches down and like grabs his leg and takes his hand, his opposite hand, goes over the shoulder, like into the crook of the neck, between the head and the shoulder, comes down, locks hands, and just drags him to the floor.
Yeah, like, and like I was hoping we would get to see more of his striking, but he basically grappled him to death.
Yeah,
and it was beautiful to watch.
2 minutes of striking, and it was pretty competitive. Like Murray do a pretty good high kick.
He has a really fast switch kick.
Yeah, and Magomed Sharipov caught him with like a nice right hand, right straight down the middle. But yeah, no, this was like 90% Magomed Sharipov dragging Moraes to the ground in like just unique, fun ways. Like, yeah, there was another part besides the suplexes. There was one part where he grabbed around the side of he had Moraes' back and literally just kicks one of his feet out from under him and takes his back that way.
Yeah. And then like I think there was one point where he tried to throw him and he ended up on his back. And then somehow, I don't even remember how, like, he completely switched positions and got back on top.
Yeah, Moraes got to mount for like half a second. Like, and then Zabit bumps him so hard that he goes, like, that he spins around all the way and he's forced to go to like, a guard.
Yeah. Like, this guy is freakishly talented.
Yeah.
And he's really like stupid well-rounded. Like there's no position you're safe in. There's nothing he's not good at. Yeah, this dude is he might be next up. Like he might be that next guy. And after he dominated, and not even to mention he won by Anaconda choke. Um, and then they asked him who do you want to fight next. He said he thinks Yair Rodriguez would be a good matchup. I'm all for it. I'm not mad at that fight.
I mean, I'd like to see Magomed Sharapov get. Honestly, I'd like to see him get somebody who like has like a good, like I don't want to say resume, but like with like a solid record. Because like I think Yair Rodriguez is a top 10 talent. I don't think he has the win. Like he got in the top 10 because he beat BJ. Like let Magomed Sharapov beat Bermudez or Stevens or like let him go fight one of those guys.
So what's Moicano doing these days? Where is he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind seeing that fight.
And I doubt the UFC wants to see Moicano like stay in the top 10. Like I love him, but he's kind of dull if you don't bring the fight to him.
Oh man, but yeah. If you guys don't know who Zabit is, he's that dude at 145. At least for now. We'll you know, you always have to see how they look against a vet. You know, so until he gets that opponent, we feel like we won't truly know. But all arrows are indicating that this guy's gonna be something special. Like he's and the thing is, like a lot of people were comparing him to Yair, but I think the one thing he glaringly has over Yair is like he can box, which I feel like that's one of Yair's like heels that like his hands just aren't really that great. And not that Zabit is like some world class boxer, but he's a very competent striker to say the least. So, but yeah, man, that dude's nasty. That dude is nasty. But I really want to see Moraes again though, because we didn't get to see. I feel like even like a fraction of what he can do, because he just kind of got ragdolled the whole time. So, I really want to see him fight again. But yeah, Zabit. That dude's the truth. That dude is the truth. So actually, yeah. So we were actually rounded out the main card. The last main card fight was the Garcia Muslim fight, and I think Zabit was the headline of the prelims. Further going down the prelims, this next fight, 15 seconds. Kanan Song, Bobby Nash. So this entire fight, literally. I think it started off with Bobby Nash through a jab, Kanan through a low kick, excuse me, that went low. They took like a 2-second break for the low blow. As soon as the action starts back up, I think Bobby throws a left, gets cracked with a right, and proceeded to just get punched repeatedly until the fight is over. And that was all 15 seconds. And
poor Bobby Nash.
That was it. Like there's nothing else to go into. Like that was literally the entire fight. And sadly, Bobby Nash is 0-3 in the UFC.
Bobby Nash is definitely like a UFC level talent, but not like there's just a disconnect. So one of the weird facts going into this fight was Kenan Song was one of the rare guys to get signed to the UFC off a loss. He had lost like 2 in a row. So that was really funny. But I don't know anything about him.
Pull up his record. Okay, yeah, so before this fight he fought in Road FC. He lost to a gentleman named Elner Agaev.
He lost to Elner Agaev, and he also fought in Glory of Heroes back in January in China. He lost to Brad Riddle.
Well, before that, he did have a good streak, though. He was on before the Elner loss, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight win streak.
But you should look at these guys' records.
All right, hold on. Gerhard Voigt.
6-6.
Oh Lord, he's 6. This guy's 6-8. Oh boy. Okay, so is he?
Ike Tong is 0-0, and Zhao Zhang is 0-0. Like, he lost
Alright.
to Israel Adesanya.
Oh man.
There's somebody who should be in the UFC. Shouts to Israel Adesanya, who fucking head kick slapped this man to like death on Friday to win a title. It was amazing.
Oh man. Well, Kanan made the best of his opportunity. Yeah, that fight was just lightning fast. I have nothing else to say. There's not much to really.
I am legit surprised that Bobby Nash could not manage to get one win in the UFC. He is he's even if he's only good for like a round, he's still a good 1-round fighter.
I don't know. I feel like for some people it just doesn't. And I feel bad because I can't remember if he came from LFA or RFA. He came from one of those two, I think. Or he used to fight in one of those. And I tend to root for those guys. And yeah, I don't know, man. That's a rough skid. Because, I think his first fight was the Leech. And then it was Danny Roberts. And now Kanan. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they bring him back after this. But good win for Kanan. 15 seconds. Didn't really break a sweat. So, shout outs to him.
Can we talk about how this is Bobby Nash's third fight this year? And he's been knocked out in all three of them? I feel like...
Was he the guy? I can't remember if it was him. Oh, no, it was Otto. Never mind. I was thinking somebody else. Yeah, this is his third fight, though. I wonder, you think that's got anything to do with it? Kind of like we talked about Cerrone, like maybe fighting that often isn't...
Good for your health.
Yeah,
probably.
That and, sometimes you just need time to take off to just get better and, fine-tune your skills, so on and so forth. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, getting knocked out 3 times in 1 year, it cannot be good for your health.
Oh, Lord. But, sorry if I'm losing my voice. My nose is, getting more stuffy by the second. By the end of this podcast, I'm not going to have a voice anymore. But this next fight, did you catch all the prelims? Did you watch all the fights?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, this next fight.
Yadong.
Oh, hold up. Is that the next one?
Yes.
I have Yao Nan next.
Oh, wait. No. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to say his name.
He coming up, though. But,
Xiaonan Yan.
Yeah. And Kalen Curran. Shoot. Speaking of people who have had bad UFC luck, Kalen Curran is now 0-4 in her last 4 fights. Her last win was against Emily Kagan, and that was 2 years ago.
She's 1-6 in the UFC.
Yeah, but she puts on I seem like her fights are always really scrappy, but she just never. It doesn't go her way, man, and I kind of feel bad for her because I heard after this fight, I didn't see it, but apparently she was getting a hard time on the interwebs. People weren't, people were doing Twitter things.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I get it. She's probably should be an Invicta, if we're being honest, but rag on her after she lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can't kick her while she's down. And I mean, it's not like this wasn't an entertaining fight.
Yeah, Curran, if nothing else, is fun to watch lose.
For whatever that's worth. But
I mean, some people just, other people just go out like a bitch. I'm just saying.
Yeah. She was trying her best to make this a really scrappy, fight, and she was trying to tone down Jan Strike, and she was trying to clinch a lot and grapple.
And that's the thing with Curran. Her whole game is just to overwhelm people, and it turns out she's just not that good at it. And she's had a really bad run of people to try to overpower. Paige Van Zandt No. Alex Chambers, yes. And she was winning that fight up until like the very end of it. Like she won every minute of the preceding 2.5 rounds before she got armbarred. She won the Kagan fight. Like Herrig, it's just a tough fight if you're not a technical fighter. Moyo, Albu, and as we learned, Xiaonan are all ridiculously aggressive, tough fighters. Like,
And
I don't think Jan took a step back in this fight.
and boy, Jan was like right off the back, man. She she was getting off some strikes. Like she was throwing every strike imaginable. Like hook kicks, leg kicks, all types of combinations going on. Like she tagged Curran. Like and props to Curran who just kept pushing forward, but like in most of the exchanges on the feet, like Zhao Nan was kind of lighting her up. Like
Every single time she hit her, like it physically hurt Curran.
yeah, like Jan was throwing some heat. Like and it was really beautiful to watch. Like she had some really good striking. And then like even I think like the last few minutes or like last flurry of the fight where they kind of just go all out and Kaylin ends up again on the bad side of an exchange where like
Yep.
clearly she's getting tagged the harder and just
Like I really like that exchange because you see Xiaonan like he would land the right hand and then duck out at an angle and then throw another right hand.
yeah.
It was a really neat exchange.
Yeah, she's a fun. You know what it made me think of? I was like, man, I hate that. Guy, what's the strawweight who's not in the UFC anymore? What was her name? She fought Daniel. Did she fight Daniel Taylor? Suhee Han.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now that she's gone, this is who I have to root for now. I don't know why. Like they reminded me of each other for some reason. And no, it's not because they're Asian.
Are you sure?
I'm like now I feel like I just have to root for her now.
I mean,
Cause like
Sui Yam has a really good fight coming up with Jin Yu Frey at Road FC 45. So I'm excited for
there
that.
we go.
Dude, that car. Oh, other bit of news. Road FC started a heavyweight and an open weight division for the women. So now they're going to have like so now they're gonna have 175-pound women face off with one another.
Yeah, let's get it.
Shouts to what's her name, Destiny Yarbrough, because she's scheduled to be on that card. For those who don't know, she fought Gabby Garcia.
That's oh man, but yeah, man. Zhao Nan Yang got a fan out of me, man. Like that was some really awesome striking to watch. Whoever she fights next, I'm definitely looking forward to. And for Curran, yeah, man, that's just, it's tough, man. That's tough, but I don't know. It's the fight game, I guess. It is what it is.
You see, I understand why Curran's still in the UFC. I kind of don't get why Jessica Ai's still in the UFC. Because Jessica Ai is boring. And she like it's not like she's always been boring. Like her fight was Sarah Kaufman, fun.
Yeah.
Her fight with God, what's her name?
I feel like we have a boring fight with Sarah Kaufman. It's your fault.
Yeah. Her fight with Alexis Davis, okay, not bad. Like her destruction of Zoila Frosto when she was in Bellator, awesome. But like after literally exploding Leslie Smith's ear, like her production just went down ridiculous. Like McMahon and the Correa fight were like inexcusable. Like I did nothing to win this fight. I am actively trying to lose this fight. That's basically what it looked like.
I don't know. Maybe 125 will reinvigorate something. I don't know. Maybe her and Paige, if that ever happens, that'll bring that excitement back. I feel like she really wanted that.
Surprised Paige didn't want that fight.
That's a winnable fight for Paige.
Yeah.
But
like I might be more technical, but what good is being more technical if all you're doing is, staring.
Well, we'll see. I feel like those two have to cross paths someday, hopefully. Um, I guess for this next fight, I'll let you I'll let you take this since
This was my main event. This is the fight I wanted. Yedong Song versus Bharat Kandare or Kandare. I don't know Indian names. Super Fight League veteran Bharat Kandare lost by what was it, guillotine, power choke?
Yeah.
In the first round, Yedong cheated. I'm gonna just put that out there. How could you? You can't. That's not how you choke somebody. That's not how Super Fight League does things. Like there was no headlock.
Oh man. I don't. When he locked the choke in, like I don't think at any point did Bauer go to like fight the hands.
No, he dove into it.
He was
He
like
kicked off the cage and dove into it.
I was so confused.
In true Super Fight League.
Oh man, yeah, like that whole ending sequence. I guess like a quick synopsis of the fight. Anybody who didn't see, man, Barat was just out there just winging some wild,
He had a nice jab when he threw it, which wasn't often. I think it was once.
Right. He was winging a lot of wild punches. I mean, Yadong was winging too, but I just felt like he hits a lot harder and he was landing more. And then like he cracked Barat with a right, and then like yeah, when he locks in this choke, and at no point does Barat go to fight the hands. Like at no point is that ever in the game.
Doesn't go to fight the hands. Doesn't go to stand up and try to get out of it.
he just took it. Like I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. I don't
Panic.
And,
like this, like. We should probably mention Yedong knocked the shit out of him. Not even like 10 seconds prior.
Yeah, he might not have been all the way there.
Yeah, he fainted with the jab. Apparently didn't need to because I don't think like it registered in Kandare's head that that he was going to throw a punch because he kind of just stares at the feint. He's like, oh, this like I don't think it registered that he was throwing a punch.
Oh man!
And it landed loud and hard. They went to the replay on that, and like it sounded like a gun went off. Like I'm surprised Kandare like managed to deal with that.
How old is this kid? Was he the one on this card? I think that was like really young.
Like he apparently they said he's 19. But as I was watching this fight, I posted it on like Tumblr that like they say he was 19, but I look at his record and it says he's been fighting since 2012 or 2013, or no, Annick said he's been fighting since 2012. His record on like Topology and Sherdog says 2013.
And on Sherdog it says he's 22 years old.
Yeah, because if Topology's right and Annick's right, and he's really been fighting since 2012, and he's 19 years old. That means he's been fighting since he was like 13, 14 years old as a professional. Which means
that's crazy.
Which means like I'm going to have to cut my excitement down because his body's probably going to go in like 3 years.
Yeah, he might have that Jordan mean. Ugh. Yeah, it's weird though because Sherdog says he was born in '94, and the broadcast they said he was born in '97.
I honest to God don't think anybody knows really. Maybe Yedong Song's like an orphan or something and just doesn't have like a birth certificate.
We're just guessing at this point.
Maybe he's really 35.
He's pulling a Manute Bowl.
Yeah.
If anybody heard about the news of him recently.
It turns out he's 25 years older than he thought.
Oh man, I read that headline. I was like, that's funny. It seems like 50 years old.
I was 50 years old when I was in the NBA.
Oh
Which
man.
makes all the sense in the world.
Shout out to Manute Bol.
Ex-coach says he made up Manute Bol's birthday. He could have been 40 or 50 in the NBA.
Oh man. Oh man. But great win for Yadong Song. Awesome choke. Barat
Shouts,
fight the
shouts to
hands
Bol
next
Bol,
time,
who actually knows how old he is.
man. Oh man. I'm not gonna lie, as I'm looking through the rest of these fights, I watched them, but like a lot of these don't stick out. Shamil
Abdurrahimov.
Abdur, yeah, that guy.
Oh, so
What
this one's funny. So Chase Sherman, Twitter personality extraordinaire. He said he was before the fight. In an interview he mentioned that he wasn't excited for it because and I quote, he hits like a fucking girl. He then proceeds to get knocked out in less than 90 seconds.
Yeah, and the way he got that knockout sequence was really weird because like he got punched from like behind and then I don't know, it was the way he just fell. It just looked like one of those moments you don't want to look up and see that that happened to me.
And
Like,
the only other note I have on the fight is I hope Sherman's manager makes a meme out of this on Twitter.
oh, that's sadly that is a very memeable KO.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was definitely one of those that.
I mean, he does it for like, you know the story behind his Twitter, right?
Yeah, I know. He's really active on there.
And it's apparent.
I don't follow him though.
What's his name? Ariel Hawani claims that it's his manager who's the one doing all the tweeting, which wouldn't surprise me because like we've heard stories of other people do it. Have you ever heard the story of fucking who was it? Who's the dude who owned RFA? Ed Soares. Ed Soares calling into the Sherdog Radio Network pretending to be Vitor Belfort.
Hold on, did they buy it?
No.
I didn't pull it off. Oh boy. What is it going on in MMA? Why is everybody weird?
Because
sport wouldn't be the
sport
same.
is for carnies.
Yeah. We wouldn't love it if it wasn't as weird as it is. Oh man. This next fight, Gina Mazzani and Yenan Wu. All I remember is this fight was a lot of grappling. Like, I was almost puzzled at how much grappling there was because like there were points where like I would think Yanan was gonna like get off the cage to try to just get back to the center, but they would just keep grappling.
Oh yeah, no, this and the first fight between Asker and Yao Song, which is like a complete like show of disregard for cage awareness, because Yanan just kept going to the cage with these clinches and kept getting like overwhelmed by this woman who is, how old is she? Like 8 years her senior,
and much bigger,
thicker
in size.
And like in MMA for inexperienced fighters, it seems to be this thing, especially when it comes to like the clinch, where like they have to compete there, like it's test of strength or something for them. We saw it when Rose fought Kovacevic. It's really weird that like they'll just keep going back to it, but like shouts to Yanan, like she didn't give up any like space, I guess. Like she fought it out. She tore she apparently dislocated her shoulder in like the third round or something.
Oh yeah, because she was in a lot of pain and like that second round she was in the
my
corner.
God, her screaming in like agony at the end of the third. The second, where like she has her hand on her forehead because she can't move her like arm.
But yeah, she came back out in the third, man. She finished the fight, so
Props.
Hope you got some ice on. Yeah, props, and hope you got some ice.
Ice, some
Or
ace bandages.
yeah, 'cause whatever that was, it sounded painful. But yeah, good win for Mazzani.
I'm happy women's bantamweight has another fighter. I'm not sure how good she'll be, but you know,
It's somebody.
it's body. A body's a body.
Yeah, gotta take what you can get.
Like her only loss is to current bantamweight, Invicta bantamweight champion Yana Kunitskaya. So
Uh, um, and I watched this next fight too, and I don't remember it much. Rolando D and Buren
Will
Woolagi.
Waluigi.
There we go. That works.
Oh wait,
Who did Rolando?
wait. I just remembered something. Wait, where is it? Oh, shouts to Yanan, whose nickname is Mulan. So there we go.
There we go.
Know how to
And
market.
and Buren is now Waluigi, whether he knows it or not.
Whether he
So
knows who Waluigi is or not.
right, right. Let's take it and run
I'm
with
sure there's like a Chinese knockoff.
it. Oh man.
Is there a Chinese knockoff from Mario? There has to be.
I mean, there was one of. Wasn't there a Lion King?
Yeah. I mean, the Lion King is a knockoff.
Yeah, but I feel like they knocked it off. I might be thinking something else. There's probably a knockoff Mario. I'm pretty sure. If not Mario, probably Sonic. He's probably got a red guy running over there. I don't know. I remember there was some striking in this fight. I'm pretty sure Rolando. I think he dropped him at one point early in the first. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else of this fight really stood out to me because I don't remember it. To be honest.
I'll give Waluigi this. Like, I like his wrestling game. Where I like his, because it's really weird. Like, he'll just dive on the knee, and as like,
Oh, was this the fight where like he went for a takedown and he would not let up until he like
like I really like what he was doing. Like, he was grabbing at the knee, like behind the knee, and then like going to the like it wasn't quite a knee tap, but he would literally like wrap their head and grab the knee and like try to drag them to the ground. It was actually really cool. And he was just like so committed to it. Like, I actually thought he won, but yeah, I could see like because he was doing nothing with like the strike. Oh no, he was landing with the striking, but like D was landing with power. So
yeah.
and he was getting none of those takedowns, and even when he did, he didn't do much with it. So
Yeah, that don't remember honestly much of that fight, but yeah, Rolando D won by decision. This last fight I only watched once, so I don't remember this much either. Cyril Asker and Yao Zhang Hu. Yeah, I don't know. Did you watch this one? I don't have much commentary.
Yazang, who is a light heavyweight with like heavyweight legs, and he is terribly inexperienced. If he is a Greco-Roman wrestler by trade, and he got taken down by like Cyril Asker, who I've been confusing with Bohan Milekovic, the guy who the UFC brought in basically to make Francis Ngannou look good. Where's it going with the start? Oh, yeah. Yazang has no idea what like cage awareness or distance control or grappling or outside of like a standing guillotine. So yeah, props to Asker who improves to 2-2.
God, Yao Zhang's record is only 3-1.
Yeah, no, he is terribly inexperienced.
Jesus.
I mean, this is what happens when you need a Chinese heavyweight on short notice. They couldn't get the dude from Road FC, the sumo wrestler, whose name I will not even begin to try and pronounce. But this is your lane now, Yao Zhanghu. I have no idea who they'd let him fight next.
Give him Tommy Pickles. Who's The guy who fought Arlovsky. What's his name?
Junior Beatty.
Yeah. Give him Tommy Pickles. But yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that was the entire card. Yeah, overall, this is a pretty solid card, man. Like it was, like I said, we got prospects. The beats out here running wild. Pretty good night for the Chinese fans. Like I said, they started off 0-3, but they finished off really strong, and a lot of their young dudes looked really good. So, and then main event, it is what it is. My homie got flatlined, but yeah, man, it was still a pretty good card overall. I felt a lot better watching this card than I did that last debacle that I was forced to sit through to 1:30 in the morning. So, yeah, felt pretty good about that card. So, nice rebound, UFC. Appreciate it, and I appreciate that this main card was it 4 fights, I think.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Fight
like
Pass.
Yeah, it was Fight Pass. But even like rewatching the card, like these fights went by pretty fast. Like it wasn't such a drag to sit through. One piece of news I actually forgot to mention because I got my notes pulled up. Do you have the Ryzen bracket in front of you?
Oh crap. Ryzen.
Yeah, because people who don't know, they have a bantamweight tournament coming up.
Well, it's already started technically. Yeah, like what's his name got his ass beat to Kawajiri.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, we talked about it.
Who'd he fight?
The Brazilian dude.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, he did get murked.
Wait, I have it right here. There we go. Thank you, Wikipedia. All right, Kyoji Horiguchi will be fighting Gabriel Oliveira, who, if I'm remembering right, is the guy I'm thinking of, who beat the crap out of Kawajiri. He in fact is. Also fighting is Takafumi Otsuka, who will be fighting German Khalid Taha, who beat Kita Ishibashi to get to the second round. From France, Kevin Petshi will be fighting Shintaro Ishiwatari. For those who don't know who Shintaro is, I just want to make sure about this. Yes, he is the dude who had one of the best fights of 2013 with Kyoji Horiguchi. I think it was Horiguchi's last fight before he went to the UFC. It was in Bally Tudo Japan second. Yes, it was the second one they did since bringing back that name. And finally, Ian McCall will fight Manel Cape, a man from Angola. And that's all I know about him.
Good Ian McCall finally just has a fight. Hopefully this one stays in place.
Well, he can do all the PEDs he wants now.
Yeah,
so he has no excuse not to make it.
Oh, snap. Real quick, before we get into parting shots and all that good stuff, I have 2 emails to read. I will not say who sent these emails in question.
Stokes. I have no idea if Stokes actually sent it, but I assume Stokes.
So I'm just gonna read off 2 emails that we received. The first, actually, this was the second email, but it's first in my inbox. It was the most recent. The headline is "Just a Thought."
No.
And
no.
No. The message is a not so friendly FU to one TJ Dillashaw, so that was a thing. The next email says, "This isn't a question, but more of a comment. Stokes is really funny, way funnier than Joey." So, shots fired. So, yeah, just thought I would read those two emails. So, if anybody else wants to send emails, Dojotalkpodcast at yahoo.com. I check the email box at least like once a day, see if anything's in there. So, if you got questions or apparently if you want to take shots at people, yeah, well, you can send your email through, and you might make it to the show. So, Dojotalkpodcast at yahoo.com. Shout out to Stokes and Joey. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news and fights that went on. So I guess we'll just end the show with parting shots and shout outs. I have 3 actually. 2 sports related. All 3 are sports related, but one is. You know what? I'll just get into it. First one. Shout outs to Denise Kielholtz, if I'm saying her name correctly. For people who don't know, she's a pretty great kickboxer. She made this wasn't her MMA debut because I think she was 0-1. Yeah. But she got her first win in MMA on the Bellator card that happened in Israel. I think it was back on like the 16th of November or something like that. But she got a win over Jessica Middleton via scarf hold arm lock. Her striking looked really good as expected, but it was dope that she got a win by submission, so that was pretty cool. So shout outs to her, getting her first win in MMA, first win in her Bellator debut. Second shout out, not even really shout out, but Ben Askren beat Shinya Aoki for whatever that's worth.
I mean, Askren retires like one of the big question marks in MMA.
Yeah. So that was a thing. I watched the fight. It was only 57 seconds. Aoki, they traded shots for like a quick second. Aoki pulled the guard and then proceeded to just get pounded in the face for a little bit. And that was the whole fight. And yeah, that was it. So shout outs to Askren. I want to hold hope that somehow he'll end up in the UFC, but it's not.
I mean, that was his retirement fight.
Yeah, but also I feel like people in MMA don't really retire. Like I feel like it's not a real thing.
Well, he did say that they could lure him out of retirement, but they also gave him a job. Like he now has a desk job with one FC or one championship. Sorry, and he said he actually gave a really poignant interview where he was talking about like he really wants to focus on his like wrestling academies. And he was talking about like a recent tournament where like these 2 kids he's been training since like they were like really like little, won their matches, and they broke down and started crying because they realized they were going to get scholarships because of it.
That's good though. I think it's good though that people in the sport go back and contribute and help.
Like, Askren seems to be one of the people in wrestling who actually wants to grow wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
So yeah, shout outs to Askren. I wasn't like a huge Askren fan, but like I always want to see the best fight the best regardless. So yeah, he is gonna be one of those dudes that's just like a question mark unless somehow he finds his way in the UFC. But regardless, he ends his career undefeated. He still did have good wins. He destroyed my homie Douglas Lima. He destroyed Carl Amasu. He destroyed who's the other guy? The guy who beat Bendo. Can't remember his
Andre
name.
Koreshkov?
Really yeah, Koreshkov. So like he's got good wins. He's made very good fighters look very average. So shout outs to him. Last shout out. Oh no, this is a shot because I hate Alabama. For everybody in the state of Alabama, you guys are going through it right now.
What is
college football?
I was gonna say what a shit show. Yeah, it doesn't even matter what you're talking about.
Like, so for people who don't know, and we're recording this Saturday night, so like the game versus Auburn, by the time you're hearing this recording, is over. So Alabama took their first L of the season, which I'm very pleased about. I feel like they're still going to find their way in the playoffs because whatever, playoff ranking, whatever. I'm not getting to it. But anywho, they took a loss. But even wilder, Alabama basketball team played Minnesota today, and I saw something that I've never seen before. So at one point there was a scuffle in the game, and for people who don't know, I don't think it's the same in the NBA, but like in college, if you leave the bench area during a fight, you are ejected. Like to keep, they don't want a repeat of the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers. So, and if you don't know what that is, go to YouTube, learn your basketball fight history. But like, so if you leave the bench, you're ejected. You're out. So during the scuffle that happened, the entire Alabama bench got off the bench and came on the floor. Promptly, the whole bench was ejected. So now the Alabama team literally can only play with 5 players. There's no bench because the entire bench got kicked out the game. To make matters worse, one of their players fouls out. So now you have a 4-on-5. To make matters even worse, another player who I hope he's doing all right, he went to go up for a three-pointer, came down awkwardly on his ankle. He's out of the game. They're playing a 3-on-5 for the last 13 minutes of the game. Shout outs to them. They only lost by 5 points playing a 5-on-3. So that happened. It was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. But yeah, Alabama, you guys are going through it. I won't make fun of your basketball team because I don't care about Alabama basketball. Alabama football, I hope you guys don't make the playoffs. I hope you lose out the rest of the season. It's nothing personal, but it kind of is. So, yeah, those are my parting shots and shout-outs.
Shout out, parting shots. Shout out to Craig Bartlett, the creator of Hey Arnold, my favorite cartoon of all time. It took you. Nick dicked him around on freaking finally getting this done, but it took him 13 years to do it. And I'm happy that they finally got their movie. The movie that was supposed to be in theaters.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Hey Arnold was cartoon from the 90s up until 2004. It was supposed to conclude on this big theatrical movie about the main character finding his parents, because we go the entirety of the series wondering why he's being raised by his grandparents. And then in 2 episodes, we find out that his parents are doctors who go and help people in less fortunate countries. But instead, Nick asked them for a movie for TV. So they made the Hey Arnold the movie, which is completely different, had nothing to do with anything in the show. And then after the success of the umpteenth Rugrats movie or something, they were like, hey, let's have Hey Arnold in movie. Let's put that movie that was made for TV in movie theaters. And then it bombed because it was a TV movie put in movie theaters. But it didn't bomb, but it made no money.
Yeah.
Literally no money. But also, it made no money. So, point being, I'm happy Greg Bartlett finally got to tell the story I wanted to tell. My childhood is one TV series closer to completion. This was the first show I realized TV shows could get canceled.
Yeah. I had read a rumor, I don't know if it was true, that they were thinking of possibly doing another season depending on how this movie is received.
Yeah.
And I don't want another season. This should just end the way it is. All the loose ends were tied up. All the questions were answered.
Have you ever heard of Well, it's funny you should mention that because originally when they were going to do this movie and then they were going to question what was next, What was gonna happen was they were gonna do a show called The Patakis.
No.
It was gonna be teenage. It was gonna follow around teenage Helga, and it was just gonna go through her life as like, because the idea behind it was like Arnold moved away. They moved to South America, like Central. They moved to San Lorenzo to go help the natives there, and it was gonna be like Helga was gonna be the main character, and like the way they pitched the show. The only reason that show didn't get made is because it was too much like Daria.
Yeah, I don't want to see any spin-offs. Just let this sit alone as a completed show, and let's just
I'd be fine with it, as well. Uh, uh, based on the movie, I think Barley could do a good job with it. So
we'll see. I mean, Rocco's Modern Life is coming back, so
damn,
yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I can't remember when, but yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
Excuse me, Invader Zim. What else is gonna get rebooted?
Mace dropped a diss record to Cameron. The '90s are back.
Yo,
Fab and Jada finally put out an album.
Dipset dropped a song. Cameron's dropping an album or a mixtape or whatever.
Yeah, the '90s and early 2000s are back in full effect. It's not a game. You new kids, you're done. You had your time. It's over.
I can't wait till they bring back the Angry Beavers. Just fuck me up.
Oh man. Oh snap! I forgot. Shout outs to Shogun Hua, who turned 36 today. Top 5 dead or alive at light heavyweight.
Can't wait till we get the Wild Thornberrys reboot.
I didn't like that show.
Really?
I couldn't get into that one. That was one of the few Nickelodeon shows I just kind of skipped over.
You know, I'm angry that they were going to reboot and they were talking about rebooting and never did. Yeah. Well, first, like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I love that show.
Like they were in talks to like bring it back for like another season or something.
That could come back, because that show could be like one of those weird Adult Swim shows that comes on late. Because that show was really, like, if you think about it, that show was really creepy.
Yeah, no, that show fucked me up.
Really weird. Like, that show was really strange.
Courage was supposed to come back, and the what you call it for Kids Next Door. The creator of Kids Next Door started a campaign so that it would come back. And Nick was like, "Nah, we're gonna reboot." Not Nick. Cartoon Network was like, "Nah, we're gonna reboot the Powerpuff Girls." And it turned out awful, and nobody liked it. And now it's on Boomerang.
Oh man.
So Nick is so far 1 for 1. Cartoon Network is like 0 for 3.
Nickelodeon had heat, man. Nickelodeon had so much heat back in the day.
Now they have SpongeBob reruns. All day, every day.
People still watch them though.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon, man. That's the one thing though. Like, kids nowadays are doing great because you guys are growing up with all the superhero movies. Like, every superhero has a movie. But like, I'm sorry, man. The '90s and early 2000s, we had cartoons on lock. Like, I don't know what y'all are watching now, but it's trash. Whatever it is you watch, I don't know what they're watching. But
it'd be like Adventure Time. Well, no.
I mean, Adventure Time's cool. And what's the other one? Regular Show. That's
like
cool.
Steven Universe. Gravity.
Couldn't do that.
Gravity Falls. Star vs. the Force of Evil. I watch a lot of cartoons.
Is it true that Gravity Falls is connected to Rick and Morty?
Kinda. Like, I just think Alex Hirsch like is just a fan of Dan Harmon.
I've been told to watch that because it's like slightly connected or related.
It's not related at like all in terms of like plot or anything to do with it, like the tone of the show.
Nah. Minor side rant. Have you ever watched the Mike Tyson show?
Yes.
Is it good?
I love it. It makes no
Alright,
sense.
I don't care. I just need to know if it'll. Because I have Sling TV, but like they don't. I can watch episodes of it, but I can't. It starts from like season 2, and like I want to see this from the beginning.
I'm not even sure. Like, I
So
haven't watched the show in forever, but like, oh my god, I'm pretty sure the first episode involves Mike Tyson murdering Bobby Fischer.
oh man.
And for those of you who don't know, I mean Bobby Fischer, the chess player.
Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta watch this
He
show
also
now.
he
I
also
gotta.
rides Cormac McCarthy.
Jesus.
The show is really fucking weird.
Who greenlit this show? It's Cartoon Network. They don't need to explain anything. They made Squidbillies for crying out loud.
Dude, like the stories behind like like Adult Swim shows getting like greenlit are always funny to me because it's literally just like Mike Lazo going, "That sounds weird as shit. Make it."
Right. I mean, literally, if you watch Adult Swim past like 1 o'clock, the shows just they get weirder and weirder and weirder as it just goes on.
Remember fucking Renegade Angel?
Nah, I don't think I watched that. I think the weirdest I got was I think I watched like Moral Oral.
Oh my, that I love Moral Oral so much. Like I didn't realize how good it was until like it was way off air.
Oh man, I watched that show and I was like, I don't know what's going on right
Dude,
now.
after like the first season's hard to sit through, but after that, shit just gets wild.
Oh man. Shout out to Cartoon Network. It's awesome. It's got to be a fun job to have over there.
Shouts to what's his name, Starburns from Community, who made Moral Oral, and is behind the production company that makes Rick and Morty.
Wow. Oh man. See, we gave you guys everything, man. MMA, cartoons. Oh, another side rant. You didn't see Justice League.
I probably won't, so you can go ahead and let it out your system.
Oh no. I don't. All right, I'll just throw it out there real quick. I don't care. We're over 2 hours, but I'll stop in a little bit. But I think I'm one. I've never seen a movie divide people so much, but like I enjoyed it, and I think it's because my expectations weren't crazy high. I just wanted something. Just give me some action and a minor story that I can follow, and I'm happy. I'm a very easy to please movie fan. So that means if I don't like your movie, it has to be terrible because I don't really complain much about movies. So I found this enjoyable. I thought the guy who played Cyborg actually did a really good job, but I was disappointed that he didn't get like enough screen time and he didn't really do much. But like the scenes he did had, I felt like he was like the most convincing character. Flash for me was kind of a hit or a miss. I get it, he was the comedic relief in the movie, and I felt like at first it was it was okay, and then after a while, it kind of got like too much. I hate Superman with a passion, but I was a Superman fan for one scene in this movie.
Wait, like the actual character, or like the DCEU one?
All of it. I hate Superman as a character, a person, everything. I hate Superman.
What?
I despise like Superman and Captain America are like the two, and Cyclops are like the three like superheroes. I don't.
What did the Jewish diaspora ever do to you?
But for one scene, when Superman first shows up in Justice League, I was a fan for the first scene he showed back up in. Like it was awesome. I won't lie. But after that scene was over, I was like, all right, I don't care about this guy anymore. And I guess last note about Justice League. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, she was probably the best part of the movie. Aquaman I thought was pretty good too. Batman, Mr. Ben Affleck. I've defended this man, but like I've been hearing rumors that he wants to leave. Apparently he doesn't want to be Batman anymore. And I don't know why I'm hearing rumors of Jake Gyllenhaal being his replacement. We should not champion this or put that in the atmosphere. But there was something about Batman in this movie that was off. Like,
You probably just got the vibe that Ben Affleck doesn't want to be there.
yeah, that and when Batman is around other superheroes, you realize he's Batman. And I say that as someone who's like Batman is like my favorite superhero. But like in this movie, when he's around everybody else, you realize that oh yeah, he doesn't have powers. Like everybody else is just putting in work, and Batman is struggling to beat parademons. And you know,
Yeah.
but I thought Justice League was solid, and I got hyped for the. They did do two really good after credit scenes. I thought that were really dope. Um, should I spoil them?
God, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. You guys have seen it. So if you don't want the last two scenes spoiled, just cut it off. But first cut scene where the Flash and Superman race, I thought that was awesome because early in the movie, and I'm about to just spoil this part too, the first scene when Superman comes back and he's not all right in the head and he basically fights the entire Justice League and he beats the crap out of all of them. And Flash tries to do his little hyperspeed run around and he realizes that Superman is just as fast as he is because Superman looks him dead in the eye like while he's in hyperforce.
Which is a scene they took directly from like X-Men Apocalypse.
It was awesome though, and then they had a race at the end of the movie. You don't get to see who won, but I thought that was cool. And then at the very last cutscene, you get Deathstroke who pops up at the end, and him and Lex Luthor have a talk about forming the Injustice League. So I'm guessing that'll be the next movie. And Deathstroke is one of my favorite villains, so I was pretty hyped to see him. I thought it was a solid movie though. Better than Batman vs Superman, which I realize isn't saying a whole lot. Probably not better than Wonder Woman, but I thought it was solid. But you know, it's divided. Most people I know who've seen it personally, most of them has liked it, minus like 3 people. But online is tearing it to shreds.
My brother, who actually liked Batman vs Superman, then Man of Steel said it was kind of meh.
See, I thought it was the opposite. Because, like, Batman vs. Superman,
from my understanding, like, this is a completely different movie tonally.
It is.
And
it is.
Really, like, jumbled up because, like, Joss Whedon and, what's-his-face, Zack Snyder basically split the movie and, like, Joss Whedon had to reshoot half of it.
Yeah, because Snyder, that's nothing. Like, Snyder's daughter died, so they, like, that whole thing, you got 2 directors on one movie. Like, I felt like it was the opposite of Batman vs Superman. Like Batman vs Superman was really dark, and it was a really long, drawn out movie. And this one was a lot more light in tone, and they kind of got right to the point, which I don't mind because I kind of know the character's backstory, so I don't really care about it. But yeah, like if you aren't familiar with who the Justice League is, and you watch this movie, they don't give you a lot of time to connect to the characters. They kind of just throw everybody in there. Here we are. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's fight. So,
like, how do you introduce like 4 people into one movie and like pretend that they're all important?
Right.
One day I will do a long ass rant on the entirety of why I hate the DCEU. After I force myself to sit through all the movies.
I still haven't watched Suicide Squad.
Oh God, I forgot Suicide Squad.
I still haven't watched that.
It is not a good movie. Like people try to say like Will Smith and what's her name, the girl who plays the woman who plays Harley Quinn are good, but I said no. Everything about that movie is bad. I'll give it to them. They're trying, but like no.
Yeah. Well, DC's taking a break because I think Aquaman doesn't come out till like summer next year, but Marvel's next up to bat. Black Panther February, Black History Month. I'm calling out of work.
First day.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good time.
Aquaman's gonna bomb. God damn.
I don't know.
I mean, Justice League. Well, not bomb.
Justice League gave me hope for their solo movies, especially for Cyborg, because I was really worried about. But like the guy who played him, I thought did a good enough job to make me Like I would watch a solo of that, and I thought Aquaman did a good enough job.
Apparently, the Flash movie's up in the air now.
See, I hope they do his though, because his is supposed to be, I thought, based off of Flashpoint Paradox, which is an awesome storyline. So, but then I don't know.
It also
you
gave
want
us a New 52. So,
yeah.
and why some use? I think they're running away from the idea of Flashpoint because, like, from what I understand, like, they're running away from who was it? The idea of Darkseid?
Oh Lord, no!
Like they don't want to do it anymore.
You have to do Darkseid.
You don't have to.
Like
you do Brainiac, you do a million other things.
But Darkseid is like, he's that guy, man. Like, it's like if Marvel didn't do Thanos. Like, sure, you got other good villains, but like you can't just act like he's not there. Like you can't just not do
I think
like,
Thanos is more interesting than Darkseid.
Probably.
Like he wants to destroy the universe so he could be together with the goddess of death. That's his only drive, and I love it. But yeah. So I think they're keeping Flashpoint in their back pocket for if they ever want to reboot the universe, because they did such a piss poor job of building this one. So they're just going to do Flashpoint, and then that's going to lead into I don't know, will probably be a Batman movie or something.
We'll see.
So they can't get to the level of laziness that the DC animated people have, like the voice actors. Like, did you see the Judas Contract?
Yeah.
Whoever did Dick Grayson's voice, just
I don't remember that much. I haven't watched it in a while.
No, whoever did Dick Grayson's voice just like quit, like day one, no effort. Like, I am strictly here for the check. Thank you very much.
Oh man, actually, I've been slipping, man. I normally watch all the DC animated movies, and I have not watched like the last two.
Dude, I'm so angry. Why is there not like a Wonder Woman movie in the works right now?
Yeah, they.
I don't need another Batman movie. You guys fucked up the only Batman movie I wanted to see.
Yeah, they definitely, because Wonder Woman's out in the streets right now. Like, yeah, you gotta capitalize.
Well, Wonder Woman the animated series. Give me that.
Well, aren't they doing like a DC network? Isn't that coming?
I mean, is it?
I think, because that's what, like, Teen Titans are, like, they're doing a new Teen Titans something, and I think that's what it's supposed to be on. I need to fact check.
No idea, but if they do, give me Wonder Woman the animated series, and I will subscribe and watch, because that is an awesome idea that I'm surprised they never done to this point.
Yeah, they're doing a DC digital service to launch with Titans and Young Justice.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Young Justice was a thing. Did not like Young Justice, to be honest with you.
I don't think I ever really watched it. I don't think I ever really got into it. But DC, get it together. I'm trying to be a fan. I cape for all your movies. You guys are making it hard to defend me.
You guys seriously did two Suicide Squad movies, animated, before you did another Wonder Woman. Like, come on. The first one was really good.
Oh man, but I guess we made up for the time we didn't record. We gave you guys 2 hours and almost like 15 minutes of content, so be happy. What's the next card, real quick?
Shit. 1 second. Oh fuck! They're crowning the flyweight champion. They're crowning Tough Finale 26, I think. Wait, I was about to spoil the fight.
I mean, by the time they hear this, when does Tough come out? When is the episode air?
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can.
Like one of them is already out there. So what's her name? Nico Montano,
Oh, she beat
Barb Honchak. So as
Hunter.
far as I'm concerned, she's the champion right now. Nico Montano, she beat Barb Honchak and Lauren Murphy to make it to the finals. So like, to be honest with you, this is like the inverse of that season of Tough where Tim Elliott won. Like they found a young talented person to who they could put a belt on.
Shout out to Nico then. Who's in the finals on the other side?
Dude,
Oh,
I mean we can. It's already out there. Fucking Mackenzie Dern spoiled the ending. She went on the MMA Howard just casually mentioned who's in the finals.
Oh man. All right, we'll hold out so we don't. Yeah, because I plan on. By the time you hear this episode, it should be like Monday, so I won't spoil it. We'll let you guys.
I'll just say, even if I say that, it'll spoil it. So whatever.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. For the 3 people that still watch Tough, we won't say anything. But
yeah, we'll be widely considered to a person who doesn't really exist.
we gotta look out for the small guy.
But before I forget, there is also a UFC 218 is also next Saturday. So that Tough finale is gonna be Friday. The 218 is gonna be Saturday.
218 is
Holloway Aldo 2 with Overeem and Ngannou in the co-main, and Pettis, Cejudo, and Alvarez, Gaethje, and Watson Torres.
I might spend money on that.
I feel like I should.
Yeah, I might. Gotta support Jose. Really like a lot of that card. I like a lot of that card. So they might get my money.
And just so we're fair to the other side, I guess. Bellator 189 is Friday. Friday. It will feature Julia Budd defending her title in a rematch against Australia's Arlene Blancow, and Chris Honeycutt versus Rafael Lovato Jr. And Chidi and Jaquani fighting Hisaki Kato.
Chidi. So shout out to Bellator. I feel like I haven't seen Honeycutt in a while.
I feel like I have. It's just that he's forgettable.
Yeah. Well,
he murdered Bellator. Kevin Casey. That's right.
Oh yeah, that did happen. So yeah, we skipped a week of fights, but we're back in full effect. So we got this episode. I still got album reviews I'm gearing up for. We're definitely covering, Aldo and Holloway, because really, really interested to see how that fight turns out. So, lots of content coming. As always, you can listen to the podcast on SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Play, iTunes. Please rate, subscribe on iTunes. If you want to send emails, Dojotalkpodcast@yahoo.com. Send questions or shots, whatever you feel in your heart. You send those there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, as always, anytime people are being punched and or kicked in the face, we'll be there to talk about it. And hopefully we catch you guys soon. Peace.